Hi, everybody. Hope we're all staying safe and sound these crazy times. I thought it might be fun to keep myself distracted, and maybe a few others would find this interesting. But, as a musician and as a writer and recording geek, um, I'm in my studio a lot anyway, so this is not that unusual for me as far as staying inside in our safe place. But I thought maybe it'd be fun to maybe show you how a song is created and recorded, if you're into it. I usually start with an acoustic idea. I record with Cubase. I'm up to version 10.0 right now. Great little digital audio workstation. Anyway, I've got a song that I wrote many, many years ago that I've been thinking about reworking and rewriting the lyrics and kind of just restructuring the whole song. And it goes like this. It's kind of very 80s, but that's kind of the lick. So first thing I would usually do is look for a tempo, and I would track the acoustic guitar into the recording system at a locked tempo. So when I start adding other instruments, everything will lock in place. You'll have a time signature to play to. So I've kind of messed around with this a little bit. And it's 78 beats per minute. So I would just go. That's basically how that would go. So next, I'll put a part down and show you. I'm going to use this microphone here. This is a Audio-Technica 4047, I believe, and I've got it running into my Warm Audio WA12 preamp, and then into a Warm Audio WA2A, which is a compressor limiter, which kind of gives balances the acoustic level when I play louder or softer, adds sort of an atmosphere to it. And that goes into my Apollo, UAD Apollo, which is my interface, which gets me into my computer to record. So let's get that set up and I'll try that. Okay, I've got it set up here. You'll hear a little bit of the click. I've got to have it pretty low in the speaker so it doesn't feed back into the microphone, just for you guys to hear. But so I don't know. I'll try to do a zoom later when I'm editing. But I've got a track set up over here for the acoustic guitar, and I'm going to press record, and the click will start, and I'll start recording. So let's see how it goes. Okay, let's listen back to a little bit of that, just to show you how it went down. I'm going to mute here so I don't blow the speakers. And let's go back here to the beginning. Check the click out. Feels pretty good. I slowed it down just a tiny bit. It's at 76 beats per minute for now. Okay, so I'm going to mess with this a little bit and come back. Next step we'll show you is I'll add some bass and drums and a little bit of keyboards, and we'll go from there. Okay, I put down those two guitar tracks. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. Here's the two guitar tracks I just recorded. Move that a little more. These are the tracks right here where I'm pointing the cursor to. That's the first acoustic track. and I did a second acoustic track. So I pan them left and right stereo, give them a nice cool sound. I'll play it for you in a second. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add some rhythm tracks and drums. And I usually start with program drums, and this is a program called Addictive Drums 2, made by XLN Audio, and they've got a number of drum kits. I can scroll through and show you Black Velvet, R&B kit. Anyway, I'm going to start with this drum set called Fairfax Volume 2, and it's just basically a snare drum, kick drum, tom-tom, floor tom, cymbals, hi-hat. Very cool. And what I'll usually do is record a program. I play it with the keyboard. I'll show you that in a sec. And go back and put real drums on later. But this is a great way to get a drum track up real quick so you have something to play to add the rest of the parts. And it's great. You can go in here and change to the kit and change the tom-toms. Try a different snare drum, for instance. Pretty cool. But I'll start with that one. Then you can go in later and change the mix of how the drums relate to each other. You can add effects and reverb, all kinds of stuff. Sorry, I'm watching what I'm doing. So let's get a track ready and you can see how it's done. Okay, so I'm ready to start recording some of these drum parts. And what happens here is certain keys are assigned to the drums. In other words, like C note here is the kick drum. Then we got the snare drum, and then a variation of the snare. And then you got tom-toms, 3 toms, and then cymbals. Oh, sorry, cymbals are here. And crash, and then even a ride. So that's what I'm going to start with. So let me just show you a little bit what's going to go on here. I'm going to start the track, and I've assigned the drums to this track over here. I'm going to call it, let's name it Snare Toms. So I'm just going to do that much. So the drums won't come in right away, but I'm going to do the snare and drums first, snare and toms first. So I'm going to press and record right here. And now the track is playing. The intro. Okay, I'm going to add a bass part now, my trusty Hofner, and what I'm going to do is I'm running it through a Teagarden Magic DI, great box, direct box, and that goes into my Warm Audio preamp, and then into the Warm Audio W82A, which compressive limits it, and then I run it into the computer. And I'm running it through a, let's see if you can get this to you, through a model amp by UAD. It's the B15 Ampeg, which gives it a neat sound, an amplifier sound. And then lastly through a Manley Vox box on a bass setting for a little more compression. Let me get set up and I'll show you how it's going to sound. Okay. This is what it'll do. I'm going to add a track here. We add a audio track, mono, and bass. And here's how it goes. Hello, Dandy. My dog came in. Okay, so here I'm going to go. Try to record a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. that's a little bit how it's going to go. Let's listen to a little bit of that. Sounds pretty good. Well, I hope you found that fun and somewhat interesting and somewhat distracting through all these this weird period of our existence. But I'm going to work on the song some more today and tomorrow, and I'll probably do a part 2, and you can check out and see the progress if you're interested, so inclined. I'll be sharing it again on Facebook. I wish you all health and safety through these strange times. We're going to be fine. Hang in there. God bless you all. Be strong. Peace. Love.